Welcome to Work the Left Side. I'm hyper hyped to announce tonight's guest. I'm joined by Blake Matthews. Dude, how are we doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm feeling good. Bit sore from yesterday, but I'm okay.
Yeah, I was going to ask how that went because I know you was at the Vessel Island sort of vessel festival thing they had going on.
hmm It was fun. It was quite a hassle to get to. It was like a 40-minute train ride and then like a 20-minute walk to get to where it actually was, but it was fun.
Yeah, was it the Rumble?
So I was in a 6-man tag.
Ooh.
It was me, Josie Lapkin, Abaddon versus Sam Pele and his boys.
Oh,
So
wow,
that was
okay,
really fun because I wanted to work LA for a while. So
good. That's a cracking team. Obviously, we know Josie. He's been on here before. I'm a big fan of Josie. It's cool to see him getting
mhm.
being on the show as well, kind of thing. And mate, so yeah, obviously it took its toll though. As you said, you're feeling a bit sore today.
So I did a top rope dive to the outside, which I've never done anything like that before. I've only recently got confident doing top rope dives into the ring. So, and it was a bit windy as well. So I climbed up and then I started wobbling and I was like, I've just got to go. And then went and I did like a flip as well. So it was terrifying. It's fun though.
So not only did
Got
you
a
go
pop.
up,
That's all that matters.
yeah, to be fair, that's it, the people pop trip. So not only did you, you go from the inside, you had to jump to the outside, which is like you sort of said, new territory. You could have taken the easy option and done a
hmm
crossbody and kind of hope for the best, but you put a flip in there as well.
Like it was terrifying. It was a fun match though. We sadly didn't win because of Sam Pele cheating. While the ref was distracted, he did two low blows to poor Josie. Two.
What?
He punched him and then kicked him.
Can you do that? Poor
I
Josie's
had
like,
to carry poor Josie to the back.
oh. It's like just a picture of innocence. You can't. That takes a dastardly person to do that to Josie. That's like next level illness.
I know.
Jeez.
I was on the outside, so I couldn't help. I just took a missile drop kick, so I was out of it. And the next thing you know, I had a count happening.
Dude, that's crazy. But the takeaway is, as long as you had fun. It looks. I've seen pictures and like videos of the event, and yeah, it looked windy as hell, but it looked like everybody was having a good time. So
It was fun. I would definitely want to do something like that again.
hopefully, I mean, things like that start to pop up a bit more because I know like True Grit did an outdoor festival show a few weeks ago. That was the first time they've ever tried it, and that was a massive success. And it just, yeah, wrestling fits that kind of, we always kind of joke, it's a bit like a
Yeah.
carnival, it's a bit like a circus, stuff like that belongs on outside with big marquees, big tents, things going on around it, like a festival. It's perfectly suited for me. I think it'd make for an awesome day.
Yeah, it was really fun. The only thing was when we got there, so like the ring was just being set up and we got there because obviously it was like awkward to travel, so like we got there a bit later than what we was meant to, and we were asking like where are we getting changed because they didn't actually sort that out for us yet. So where the DJ was, they just set up a gazebo behind him. So the way the park was, there was like a gate, like a fence, like a metal fence around it. Where they set up the gazebo, the gate was there and there was like a main road. They didn't have any cover up for us. So all the cars driving past would just see us. So it took like 7 of us to go and complain and be like, can we get a cover up? Because this seems like it's illegal to just get changed here. And then they put a cover up. It was camouflage netting. And it was see-through. So it was just pointless. I mean, and then we complained again, and then we got like actual cover up. But the worst thing was, so because we were behind where one of the DJs were, and then it was like the entranceway, we, couldn't hear our music for our themes. And then there was something up with the speaker as well, or the way the music was being played. Everybody's theme was slowed down. So nobody knew like their cues to go out for their entrance because all the music was messed up and we couldn't hear a thing.
Dude. But you still got. I can't even imagine yours then. You know, like Nirvana, Blue. Just been like that must just sound really weird. That must have been like really off-putting.
It was because I was waiting because obviously it's got like the bass riff and then it's like a beep, and so I always wait for the beep and then I burst through the curtain and I was like, I don't know if my music's playing, and then Abaddon was just like, just go out, doesn't matter. I was like, okay then.
Go, man,
It
go,
was
go.
just so weird.
Because I mean, obviously, again, I know somebody else that was there. I was Saxa kind of thing, but when I was talking to her, you know, we kind of talked about the importance of, you know, the entrance, the music, you know, the ability that music has to kind of get you in the mind frame, you know, to help you flick that switch, to get yourself ready, to get yourself psyched up and hyped up, kind of thing. So yeah, if that music's off even by a little bit, I think, you know, yeah, it's kind of hard to estimate just kind of what kind of impact that it puts you. It sets you off on a back foot already.
It was just weird because like we got out and then just hearing Kurt Cobain's voice slow down was just a weird vibe.
Wow, God, dude. But they say it was a banging match. So even if you started off, you know, a little bit on the back foot, obviously you picked up the pace. You know, regardless of the music, you went out and smashed it, and everybody had a jolly good day by the sounds of it. So, mate, that's awesome.
Yeah. I was in the I was in that 6-man tag, and then there was a battle royal in the end, which was quite fun. Which again, so it was Tommy Jackson versus Casey Payne, and then the battle royal straight after. And Tommy and Casey had to go short because like Tommy messed up his shoulder. So we were all just in the back, just waiting, being like, "Oh yeah, this match should have like another 5 minutes. We've got loads of time." And then the person controlling the music was like he had to come into the back and was like, "You're all meant to be coming out to do the battle royal." And we were like, "Oh, okay then." Because obviously we couldn't hear the music as it was.
Yeah. Well, at least you have people there telling you. That's the, you know, at least somebody took the initiative and was like, right, well, we need to let them know what's going on. Wow. But yeah, obviously, yeah, you know, obviously I've talked to many people about, you know, like the Rumbles, the joys of Rumbles, like trying to sort of all the moving pieces. I don't know, obviously a battle royal is kind of like, I presume, you know, I'm speaking from this side of the curtain, but I would presume it's not quite as bad as a Rumble because obviously everybody starts in the ring and you can kind of like, you know, you're not waiting to get in there, you're not waiting, you know, to figure out what you're going to do when you get in there. It's just a case of like, bosh, everybody starts in the ring, crack on.
With a battle royal, the only difference is, as you just said, everybody starts in the ring, and because of that, there's not really much space to do any moves. So it's actually just everybody just swinging for each other and just throwing everyone over the top rope. Which I got an elimination yesterday. Actually, I eliminated Spider-Man.
Well, hang on a minute.
Eliminated Spider-Man from the battle royal.
I was like, yeah.
But when I did it, because he's my favorite as well. I forearmed him off the apron, and then I like put my head under the rope and was like, "I'm sorry, I love you, really."
I was going to say, because I know based on previous conversations, kind of thing, obviously, you know, we're both massive comic book, you know, nerds. And yeah, I know like how highly regarded Spidey is. That must have just been like inner turmoil, like a conflict of interest. Be like, I really want to eliminate people. I want to win this
on autopilot. And then Pele eliminated me.
Oh, again, it's just, you know, I love Pele 9 times out of 10, but yesterday must have been a bad day.
He was quite angry yesterday, just because in the match he said some bad stuff about Ellesmere Port. I just don't think he likes the area.
There we go. Sometimes that's all it takes. You know, you have bad experience in a town, you go back to that town, automatically annoys you. No, that's it. But mate, I can't get over the Spider-Man thing. Like I say, sort of just based on, you know, we've talked beforehand, and you know, we ended talking about the new Spider-Man film and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh mate, I'm legitimately kind of excited and gutted for you at the same time. Cause it's kind of like, yes, I'm better than Spider-Man, but childhood ruined.
I had my comeuppance like straight after, so it's fine.
Right. Okay. Cool. Let's just tick the generic box. Let's get into asking you. Kind of obviously how you got into wrestling. Where you started, first school. What made you take those steps? What made you think, right, okay, come on, I can do this. Please drop me on my head and back repeatedly.
So it's a very like vivid memory. I remember just being younger and just walking into the living room because I was bored. I was like 6 or 7, and my dad was just watching. It was probably like an episode of like Superstar or something like that. Like it was one of like the random like weekly WWE shows, and I just sat with him and just watched, and I just instantly got hooked. And then he was like, "Oh well, if you like this, I'll put some more on." And then I just kept watching and watching, and then I was watching it for like a while, and then I slipped out of it again. And then it was for WWE 2K16 that came as a free with gold game on Xbox, and then it was EJ Walsh who got me to get it, and then that got me back into wrestling. So it was EJ Walsh that got me back into wrestling, and then we were talking, started watching it again, like playing the games, everything, and then we were just like, why don't we just become wrestlers? So we just Googled like wrestling schools nearby, and luckily there was one. It was in Runcorn because obviously that's where we were from, and we just went, and it just been ever since that. It was a very scary like first session. So Ethan got there before me because he was able to like drive because he got like dropped off and stuff, and I had to walk. But I remember walking in, and Ethan had Harry McKenny in a fireman's carry and was doing squats, and I'm like, this is your first session. Why are you doing that?" And I was like scrawny. Like I'm still scrawny now, but I was like even smaller then, and I'm like, I ain't gonna be able to be doing that. And just signed the paperwork and all stuff, and then next thing you know, I'm taking a bump, and then I'm like, I'm gonna come back tomorrow. And then I
One
was just
bump,
hooked.
that's it. Yeah, one bump, you're hooked. Jobs are good and kind of thing. So obviously, then I'm obviously talking to you. So I know you sort of train at the temple and stuff now. So obviously, you mentioned RWA there. Again, I'm going to go out on a limb. I guess things like something like COVID or something like that. Stuff happened. Places closed down. I know some places didn't reopen. So after that, obviously, you're looking for somewhere else to train. And I presume that's when you cross the gates at the temple.
Yeah, so I learned most of my graft from Matt Fox, who I don't know if you've heard of him, but just amazing talent. It's a shame that he's like retired now because he was just amazing. And then COVID happened, so then that place closed down. So then me and Ethan went to Fighting Spirit, and then that had to close down because of issues with the venue. And then it was when Claw first opened in Wigan, when Sonna Durson was the coach. Went there for like a few weeks, and then there were complications with that. And then that's when finally went to the temple. And that's sort of like where I'm mainly based now. Because I've been doing this since like 2018. So I've got like a good amount of knowledge on my back, but there's nothing wrong with like still learning. Like on Saturday, I went to Marty Jones School, Squared Circle in Oldham, which was just, it was a whole new like outlook on wrestling. Like, it was an easy session. I went with Ethan again, and it was literally just like we just got in the ring, and he was like, just wrestle, and he just critiqued. We locked up, and he already had something to say. Like, his knowledge was just insane. Like, and I got, EJ got me in a headlock, and he just did like the simple like push the arm off and just like pull in, and he was like, "Why have you done that?" And then taught us like a new way to do it, which just made it look so much better because he just has, because obviously he's done it since like his whole life and been everywhere. So the amount of knowledge he had was just amazing, and I would definitely want to go back there because that was just a great session.
That sounds awesome. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with just venturing out about trying different places. Majority of people I speak to, I mean, they've got what the class is the home school, the school that they've got the love for and everything like that. But they know they can venture out to other schools, just pick up little bits of nuggets from here and there, and bring it back. And it's kind of like, because it's just there's always something to learn. Like you sort of said, you've been doing it for 7 years, but I know people that have been doing it for 10, 15, 20 years, and they're still learning new stuff. So you never stop learning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's no such thing as too much knowledge. Like, because wrestling is so like immersive and stuff, so you can just learn anything from anywhere. Even like different ways of just getting into the ring. Like, there's so many like little things that people tweak, and it's just amazing. Like, it just changes the whole world.
Again, just from speaking, it sounds daft, but once you've got the fundamentals, the basics, the foundations and everything, like so I said, it's just those little things that you can add to stuff, or tweak a little bit, or you just make it a little bit different. And if nobody else is doing it, that makes it yours. That makes the fans will then associate that with you, kind of thing, which then makes you memorable. Which in wrestling, again, because of previous conversations, I know we both know how important. We've kind of talked about it before. We'll talk about it on here as well. But just doing little things here and there that maybe somebody else isn't doing, and that makes the fans remember you.
Yeah, it's like I'm always wanting to be remembered. Hence why I've recently started giving my hat to a fan. Did it in the Tyler Adams Open Challenge, and then I did it yesterday in the 6-man tag. And I got a video of the entrance, and like when I give the little kid the hat, I literally hear the kid go, "He gave me his hat!" Like, you can hear the excitement, and like that's just amazing. And I was watching the show from the side, and the kid had the hat on the entire time, and I think that like a little brother or something, and they just kept like trading the hat with each other, like. Like little things like that is just how you get remembered. Like with me, with like me wrestling moves, naming them after songs, and just like things like that. I just want to have like my own little tweaks to things, because obviously we spoke about this before. Because we had like a good like 20-minute conversation about just wanting to be remembered.
Yeah, which well, obviously nobody else has heard it, so we will kind of touch on it again now, kind of thing. But yeah, obviously you likened the hat thing to like the Rey Mysterio, the Bret Hart, that kind of one-on-one connection with the fan. It makes a world of difference. I know we talked about Candy Stan when he comes out, gives the sweets to all the kids. That's like a mass appeal kind of thing. But on the flip side, you've got that one-on-one connection with the fan. That fan goes home so happy. And his parents are going to remember you. The kid's going to remember you. He's going to tell his mates about you. They'll be like, "Oh shit, where'd you get that hat?" They're like, "Oh, mate, this wrestler gave it to a show. How awesome is that?" Word spreads. It's just, mate. Yeah, I think it's, again, I can't think of anybody in British wrestling that's kind of doing that. Just giving. I mentioned Candy Stan. It does it to lots, but I can't think of really anyone else who's got that, who gives to like a fan just something, like something to remember them by, kind of thing, or a keepsake. It's just, which is daft. It seems like a really obvious thing to do, to get that kind of connection.
I mean, there is like some wrestlers who like after the match they'll take the tape off and like give it to a fan and stuff. Like there's stuff like that. But then I feel like with a hat, it's more like memorabilia. Because like saying like years to come and they find that hat and it's like, oh, remember when he gave me this hat at this show on like and stuff. Because I also sign it and the date is on there. Like I write the date on it and I sign it, and then on like the front of it I write a number. So yesterday was the second one because it's the second time I've done it, and then so on. Yeah. So like, it's just a way of keeping track at the same time of like remembering it.
I just think that kind of stuff's awesome because I say you're in the business of wanting to be remembered. That's the whole point of wrestling. You want the fans to be talking about you after the show. You want to put on that match or have that moment that makes the fans, on the journey home, they're talking about Blake Matthews. They're like, oh shit, yeah, which is, it's a guaranteed thing when you do something like that. So yeah, again, it just I'm surprised more people don't do it as part of an entrance kind of thing.
I mean, it's probably just because they just think because like Rey Mysterio and Bret Hart did it that nobody else can do it type of thing. But that's literally all wrestling is. It's like just because one wrestler does a suplex, does that mean nobody else can? Yeah, the hats I get, I try and match with the gear that I'm wearing. So yesterday it was a blue hat, and then when I wrestled Tyler Adams, I was in my white gear, so it was a white hat. So I like because I've got blue gear, so I can either wear a black or a blue hat. So it's just about like trying to correspond to what I'm wearing on the day.
Yes, bit of accessorizing, and I can't even think. That's how badly dressed I know now. I can't even think of the word of what it is when you actually all your gear matches. So I'm the kind of guy that'll go out in camos and orange t-shirt or something. I'm like, oh, for offside, you wearing camo with orange? I'm like, yeah. Like, no, never do that. I don't know. That's why I just stick to wearing black nowadays. It's black t-shirt, black jeans. Can't go wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in my Gabe Kid t-shirt right now, so
nice.
all I wear is
Black
black.
jeans,
So.
any wrestling t-shirt is fine. But you mentioned music as well. Obviously, naming the moves after sources of inspiration, songs you like, bands you like. I know you've got obviously Down with the Sickness, which obviously means you have to make a certain noise before hitting the move.
I didn't do it yesterday because I was already gassed out. I just ran in because it was meant to be like a surprise thing. Because Pele got in like without being tagged in and hit a bad one, so I was like, well, guess I'll get in and hit him to get him out of the way. So obviously didn't have the time to do the ooh-ah.
That was the noise. That's what I was waiting for. But yeah, normally in a calmer environment, when it's one-on-one and you can take the time to milk it in, mate, that is another thing. If you've got that pose, you've got that stance, once the fans start to, clock onto it, recognize it, mate, can you imagine like a building just going, ooh, all together before you hit the move?
That would be sick.
Dude. That would be amazing. So what else have we got music related in the moveset?
So I've got my Crabat Driver, which was my old finish, and that was called Ride the Lightning, which I've got you can see, got that tattoo there, obviously. And then I've got like the Adam Cole like Shining Wizard. I've got like a load of different like variations of like knee strikes. The main one's just called Disaster Piece. Every other version is just like Disaster Piece V1, V2, V3. Like that's all it is.
But
I think that's all I've got right now.
But that works. That's like you mentioned WWE 2K16 kind of things. Like when you're doing like going through a moveset, and you've got like Shining Wizard 1, Shining Wizard 2, Shining Wizard 3, Shining Wizard 4. Yeah, embrace that.
Yeah.
Like, I've got 4 or 5 different versions of it, and then just called V1, V2, V3, V4.
Because it's trying to like think of moves that like go with the name of songs. Like Ride the Lightning was just because I'm like grabbing them and bringing them down, so it's like a ride. Down with the Sickness, I'm jumping up and I'm bringing them down. Disaster Piece just makes it sound brutal.
Yep.
Like there's like got to be like logic behind it. It's like when I try and do new moves, I'm just like, what song could I name that after?
That's awesome.
Because there's a singer that I like called James Marriott. I was trying to think of more like stomach based moves, and he's got a song that I like called Food Poisoning. So I was thinking if I could just do like stomach moves and just name it that, because I feel like that would just be funny.
You'll just be sitting there, or you'll be watching something, and the penny will drop, and you'll be like, "That's it. That is food poisoning. Got it."
It's crazy how the mind works. Like I'll hit a move, and I'll just the first thing I think of, what can I name that after? That's my first thought. It's not like, oh, that hurt. It's what could the name of that move be?
So I'm just trying to think of like other ones. Obviously, again, probably one per band, but if you stuck with the Disturb, some sort of DDT move, let's call it the Stupefier. It's like they're just brain wrecked after that move. It's just, I'm going to be randomly thinking.
I've got like loads. I've got DDTs in my moveset as well. Like I've got like a half hatch DDT, which I'm gonna try and work into a match because I do like half hatch suplexes. So I was thinking of a way I could work it in a match is like I'm trying to hit this half hatch suplex and they keep reversing it, and I'm just like, screw it, DDT. Because like if they're not going up for the suplex, I'll just bring them down on their head.
again, that is such a, like, we're talking wrestling, you're talking like psychology kind of thing. And I love the fact that that's kind of like in your head already kind of thing. You could work a whole match around. I've seen it, did it so many times with other people where, it's like a big guy versus a little guy. The whole match is made up of somebody trying to slam somebody. And like, you could work a match where you're trying to, like I said, trying to get them up for that duplex. And the fans are like that on the edge all the time, like, yes, no. Oh. And in the end, it's just like, you know what, forget it. Bang. Yeah, hit the stupefier. Jobs are good.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep saying it until it sinks in. Like,
that could easily work, because like in... I'll hit it, and then I'll try and get word to commentary to be like, call it that. That was the thing yesterday. It was Mad Dog like announcing, but then he was also doing like live commentary. And it, like, I've never had that before. So it was just so weird, because I'd do a move and then I'd hear Mad Dog say it out loud, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did just do that. It was just like, it was like so weird. It was like a buffer. It was like, did I?
Deja vu.
Literally. I'd hit Pele with the drop kick, and then Mad Dog would be like, oh, and Blake with a drop kick there, and I'm like, oh yeah, that is what I just did.
Mate, that must have been, it's like I say, if you're not used to it, man, that must have been so kind of just weird, or like even off-putting kind of thing. Like I said, just trying to keep focus, trying to keep that tunnel vision. But then, yeah, like you said, you could hear Mad Dog a second later just saying what you've just done. It would just be like, oh man, that's like something's wrong with the Matrix here. This is not right.
It was so weird.
But yeah, I just, like I say, just thinking of those moves, the names, that's awesome. Again, anybody who knows me, anybody knows the show, I love when people pull inspirations from, like I say, music or films or comic books, or I love talking to people, and sort of when they sort of say, like they try not to get inspiration from wrestling as tough as it sounds, because it'd be easy to kind of pick up like, oh, where that came from, or oh, you kind of got that from this person.
Yeah.
But if you're pulling inspiration from films or music or comic books or stuff, it's a little bit more niche. It's a little bit more like, yeah, nobody's going to know where this came from. I can kind of claim this for myself.
Well, once I was doing a training match, and I was just like in training, just doing a match and stuff to like lead to me hitting my finisher. Because I was just trying to think of things to do. Obviously, the is obvious, but I was just trying to think of like other things, like going into a corner and like hitting my pose. So my pose is like this, but obviously my hands are up. So I was thinking if I could do that and like put my arms forward, it sort of looks like. Have you ever played Devil May Cry or know of it?
Yeah.
You know when Dante and Virgil do the shot and they have like their guns together and they say jackpot? Yeah. I was thinking that if I do my pose and cross them, it looked like that. So I did that in the corner and then said jackpot and hit it, and it was great.
Dude. Oh.
Because like I was like, and that's when I had like, and that was when the Netflix series came out, so I had like a proper hyperfixation on Devil May Cry. So I was just trying to think of anything to do with that to like put into wrestling.
I was about to ask. I haven't watched it yet. Massive fan of the games, but I never. Again, I'm always a little bit like, part of me is really excited, and the other part of me is really sort of hesitant to watch certain adaptations of things that I like, just in case they screw it up or they make a mess of it. So, right now, I know that you've watched it. In that case, do I watch the Devil May Cry animated series?
I really enjoyed it. I would watch it, especially because it's got a great soundtrack. And the voice of Dante was the one who voiced Nero in Devil May Cry 3 or 4. I can't remember which one it was. You know, the one with like the sword that you rev up. That one.
Yeah.
The one who voiced him is voicing Dante in the show, and it's really good. And it's got a banger of a soundtrack. The intro song is "Rolling" by Limp Bizkit. What? It's got Guerrilla Radio by Rage Against the Machine in a. It's got Guerrilla Radio by Rage Against the Machine in a fight scene, and it's so funny because like it's when Dante's getting like attacked or something, and the people are running up the stairs, and he's like blasting the music on a jukebox, and one of the guys are like, "You've got to give it to him. He's got a good taste in music." And then on like a car chase scene, Papa Roach plays. It's got such a good soundtrack.
Wow, I'm sold. That's it. Right, cool. I'm there. I'm watching.
That's all you need to know. You could easily watch it in like a full day as well, because I think there's only like think there's only like 6 episodes, and they're like half an hour each, so it's easy to just binge.
Oh,
And I've
yeah,
watched
mate.
it like 4 or 5 times already.
Oh shit! Really? Wow. Okay, that's definitely if to watch it once and say you enjoyed it is cool, but to rewatch it X amount of times, yeah, that just validates it. That's just kind of like seal stamp of approval. Yeah, right. Okay, I need to crack on with this. Then that's going to be my my viewing at some point over the next few days. Yeah, I can get that caved off in like half a day. I've got Ironheart watched in a full day, 6 episodes. Bish bash bosh.
Yeah. That was really good. That was a good show as well.
Thank you. I went into it with such low expectations, kind of thing.
See, I didn't really know much about Ironheart's character, so I was like, I have no like expectations because I don't know what to expect because I don't know anything about it. And then just having Mephisto in there and also Sacha Baron Cohen, great cast.
And God, that was mind blowing.
It was a good watch.
Far out and blooming Blackheart.
It had to be Mephisto for the whole thing with the cape. I mean, and now, because the new Spider-Man's coming out, Mephisto has to be in that. Because you mentioned other clients, and you're telling me if they don't do a thing where Peter Parker makes a deal with Mephisto so that MJ and Ned remember everything. You're telling me that's not going to happen? Because it happened in the comics. It happened in the comics to bring it was either MJ or Gwen back to life. So why not try and link it with what they've done in the movies?
Not even thought about that, but yeah, that is absolutely like so said. Yeah, now Black Ops or Mephisto is a thing. Yeah, that's a source of that's a massive get out of jail free card whenever they want to use it. Like, right, okay, we need to undo this. Sweet, Mephisto, come on, let's do it. But I mean, obviously, talking about the new Spider-Man film, we'll get back to the wrestling in a minute. Right, okay, this is what led us into this based on another conversation. I'll ask the first question first that I asked then. Obviously, it's established now we're both massive comic book fans, geeks, nerds, appreciators, whatever you want to label it. So whenever I find that out, first question, I don't deal with favourites, I deal with top 5s. So it's always give me your top 5. Okay. So we're talking comic books, top 5 comic book characters.
So it's Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, Punisher, and Martian Manhunter. A little bit like a glitch then, everybody.
John Jones. What a guy.
He gets forgotten about. Like, he's really cool. He's just an alien who can shapeshift and like Oreos. Like,
it's your best mate right there, really. I was like, you want this guy as your best mate. He's awesome. But he's got all the awesomeness of Superman. I'm not a Superman fan, just to clarify if anybody obviously knows me. But he's got all the awesomeness of Superman without the Boy Scoutiness. And he can shapeshift. He's strong. He's got laser vision. He can fly, but he can shapeshift as well. And it's kind of like, how awesome is that?
Exactly.
Just keep your lighters away from him. It's all right.
Yeah, I forgot that fire's his weakness. That's quite a shit weakness when you think about it. I mean, obviously it's to do with like his planet and stuff, but like fire, he must hate. Like, it's a good thing he went to America and not England, because he'd hate bonfire night.
I know that's like his
worst nightmare.
Just hibernate. No, remember the 5th of November. I'm asleep. That's it. I'm out.
I don't want to remember it. That's the problem.
We're on about like really bad weaknesses, mate. That is nothing. I mean, we're talking about one of my favorite characters. We're talking about Green Lantern. The dude's weakness is yellow. You attack Green Lantern with a banana, mate. You're whooping his butt.
That is true. That is very true. Or his weakness could also be a pickpocketer, because if they just took his ring off, he's screwed.
Right. Oh. But yeah, I've got the.
Because Batman did it to him.
Just nicked his ring. Oh, he did he? Yeah.
That's cool. Like in the comics, like, because Green Lantern was just like didn't believe Batman was real, and then they met, and he just took his ring off to like examine it, and Green Lantern didn't even notice because it took like 5 seconds for his suit to like disappear.
That's crazy, isn't it? I
He was
love
just like
little
looking
stuff
at
like
it
that.
like, how is this magic?
Little stuff like that, though, it's awesome. But yeah, it's like, as long as I love the big events in comic books, you know, the massive good versus evil. But it's those stupid little bits in there like that happen that just make me smile, or that you kind of remember. It's just like, yeah, that's funny as.
One of my
But
favorite like
go
one
on,
of my
dude.
favorite like comic book pages is like Moon Knight, who's also an honorable mention in my top 5. It's him in like an alleyway, and Venom is like got his like arms and legs above him, like to hide above him in the alleyway. And then Moon Knight's like speech bubble is that why the fuck is Eminem playing? That comic must have come out when like the movie was, so they just wanted to make that funny little joke.
Yes, of course.
But it's just so stupid. Like, it's just so stupid, but I love it.
I kind of tried to forget about
Because
that
it
film.
could make sense. It could have made sense just because, like, of Moon Knight's schizophrenia and, like, voices, and he's just randomly hearing Eminem, or to do with the movie. So, it goes hand in hand.
Ticking all the boxes. Yeah, I try to forget that song existed. I'm a massive fan of Eminem, but I'm a massive fan of Venom. But that's just freaking off. I hate that song. It's so bad. It kind of suited the film, though, I guess.
Just because, like, Eminem. Did you see? It did suit the film. Did you see that Eminem was in Happy Gilmore too?
No. Again, something else I'm kind of hesitant about watching. I love Happy Gilmore. I'll explain. We will get back to the rest of this soon, I promise. But I'll explain why. Okay, my top 4 comedy films probably ever. I've obviously got a top 5. I won't name the other one; it's not relevant. But my top 4: Happy Gilmore, Zoolander, Anchorman, Dumb and Dumber. Right? Dumb and Dumber 2 sucked. Anchorman 2 sucked. Zoolander 2 sucked. Happy Gilmore, don't even risk it. Do I want to have my heart broken for a 4th time?
I mean, I watched Happy Gilmore too, and I thought it was all right.
Okay.
It had like 72 cameos in it.
Jesus.
Like there was like loads of like celebrity cameos in it and stuff. But what I did like in it is it kept referencing the first one, like flashbacks and stuff, which was pretty nice.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it was okay. It was
I
a
might
bit
watch
long
it.
though. It's like 2.5 hours, and some scenes are just like, why was this needed?
Yeah.
But what I did like, MJF was in it, so
Wrestling. We'll put it back to
MJF was
wrestling.
in it, and he looks huge.
Oh, really?
Like, I know MJF is already huge, but in that movie, he looked bigger somehow. I don't know how, but he just looks massive.
I think it's that thing of when you see wrestlers with wrestlers, they kind of look normal sized. But when you see them with normal people, you kind of realize, like, oh crap, they are big boys, kind of thing. You know, it's like the TV doesn't do them justice, kind of thing, unless you put them with somebody that just looks like, oh, okay. I will watch it. I will get it watched at some point, I'm sure. It's the way my mind works. It's my logic. It's like, man, I've been hurt 3 times before with those other 3 films. Do I really want to put myself through it again? It's kind of like, but yeah, Punisher. That's what I was getting to with the top 5. The new Spider-Man film. I actually not having to Google it the other day because my daughter was all about it. She said, "Oh, you know, she's seen scenes from the new Spider-Man thing." The teaser trailer came out a couple of days ago, did it? Kind of thing, just like 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Punisher being in there.
Yeah, it was just like showing off the new suit.
Very Sam Raimi.
The new suit looks really good, though. Yeah, I like the raised webbing, and I just like that it looked brighter. Like, it just needs to be like a proper Spider-Man movie. Like, that's all we need, because that's all anybody wants.
Yeah,
that's all I want.
Oh, dude, yeah, right there with you. But yeah, so MJF wrestling. Woohoo! Right. So obviously, when we talked about you getting into it and all this kind of sort of stuff, again, another thing that kind of intrigues me is, like when people get into wrestling, they're kind of like, do you go into it thinking like, obviously you mentioned playing the video games and stuff. So, you create a wrestler, you're giving them movesets, things, that and the other. Do you go into it thinking like, right, I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to be able to do this. We mentioned it at the start, like you're going up to the top rope. I've got to imagine most people who get into wrestling can see themselves doing freaking, 900 spins off the top into a splash kind of thing. And it being like, but then you get up there and it's like, no, mate, that's not happening. Let's keep it on the ground. Let's just kind of, let's work that technical side instead.
Well, when I first got into wrestling, I was mainly more doing like technical stuff, like just working people down and stuff. Because I'm like a smaller guy, so for me to wrestle, like I'm more of like a strike. I'm like a mix of like a striker and a technician. Like I just want to work my opponent down, and like I'll hit some moves along the way. So then it was in the match with EJ Walsh and Riley V, where they were like, "Oh, we want you to do a top rope dive," and I was like, "Oh, I've never gone to the top rope before, ever. Not in training, not in a match, never." I was like, "Can I not just do a middle rope one?" And they were like, "No, we want you to do a top one." And then obviously in the moment of the match, like Riley was like, "Go up," and I was like, "Okay." I climbed up and then I was like, "Oh, I need to let go of these ropes and stand up." And I let go. I barely stood. Like, you're meant to like stand all the way up, like straight, and then go. I was like still hunched over and just went, and just jumped. And it was terrifying. And then it was from that moment where I was like, I need to try and do some top rope moves because obviously I'm a smaller guy. So I need to try and get some like high fly esque stuff in my moveset. So then I was speaking to Ethan, who was like my best mate, EJ Walsh. And he was like, "I'll help you gain confidence," because he did a seminar with like Trent Seven, GYV, and I can't remember the other person. But it was like an exercise to work on like stability and balance and whatever, and like spots in a match, where they climb to the top rope, do 10 squats, and then they've got to stand up straight, and somebody will either like pull on the rope or they'll run the ropes while they're up there. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do that with you," and I was like, "You are not running the ropes while I'm up there. I'll do the squats." And then jump down, climb back up, and like I did like 50 squats on that top rope because I was just climbing up, doing squats, and jumping back down and climbing back up. And then I just seen how long I could stand on the top for. I think I made it to like a good like minute and a half of just standing there, and I was like, "Okay, I'm confident now." Which is why I was like, "Oh, on this 6-man tag, I want to do a dive to the outside." But then I realized for a dive to the outside, you're not like obviously the ropes are like that. I'm not stood on them ropes like that. I need to stand on the buckle and like the metal. So I was stood there and I was like, "Oh, I need to turn." I went to turn and I started wobbling and I was like, "I'm gonna fall." So again, I couldn't stand all the way up and I was like, "Just go," and then flipped. It wasn't like Jeff Hardy swanton. It more just looked like a weird roll onto 3 people. But it still worked. For me in wrestling, it's just trial and error.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see a move and I'll go, "I like that. I want to do that." And then I'll go training. I'll show the clip to whoever's there and then I'll try it with them. And I'll try it like 5 to 10 times. And if I don't get it down, I'm like, it's not meant to be. It's like the Evan Bourne doing the shooting star press. And he was like, "That's literally my main move." So they made him do 5 shooting star presses, just climb up, go like 5 times. And if he got it in 5 times, and they were like, "Okay, yeah, you can use it." Like if he got it 5 times, and he landed in the exact same spot 5 times. So I sort of use that logic with everything I do in wrestling.
That's a good logic. Like sort of things it proves as well. And A, it's good practice. And B, it kind of proves like, right, okay, it gives you confidence to do it and it shows that you can do it. So but yeah, I'm imagining that flip on the outside now, that dive speed, like, we'll call it a cannonball. You just kind of like, cannonball yourself at somebody.
I mean, I've posted it on my Instagram, which is @_Blake_Matthews. I think that's it. Anyway, if you just search Blake Matthews on Instagram, you'll find me. But I posted it on my Instagram, and a lot of people like liking it, and was like, I could not imagine you ever doing that. And I was like, yeah, neither did I. Because I was like, I was just going to do a crossbody, but I was like, everybody just does crossbodies. I'll do something different. And I've got a really cool picture of it, where it's literally me landing on them. And one, my back looks amazing in it. It got a really good reaction. In the moment, I didn't hear it, because in the moment, adrenaline's going, and you're just like, yeah, I did it. And then I watched it back, and I was like, oh, wow, that actually got, like, quite a good reaction. Fair enough. But it's like that in wrestling. Like, I'll have a match, and I'm like, I feel like they didn't react or pop how I wanted them to. And then I'll watch it back, and I'm like, oh, I actually did get, like, a fair reaction there. Fair enough.
Yeah, guessing outside, a lot of the sound gets lost, so it goes upwards. I'm guessing, kind of like obviously when you're indoors, it bounces off the roof.
It was different because it was outside, and there was like a DJ and then live music playing, so it was just like so many sounds going on. So in the moment, I didn't know what was happening.
That's crazy. But yeah, like I said, at least you're able to watch it back. At least you're able to kind of give yourself that pat on the back and be like, so obviously if you weren't able to watch it back, if you didn't know that, like you said, you're going to be left thinking, crap, nobody reacted, nobody, popped for anything, nobody kind of cared. But now at least you was able to watch the footage and kind of hear those sounds and be like, right, okay, they did appreciate it. It was awesome.
With me, anytime I wrestle, I'll try and ask somebody to record it for me, because obviously I don't know how long it'll be for the footage of like the actual show to get out. So I'll just ask somebody to like record it on the phone and like send it to me afterwards. And if they are going to record it, I want them to be at the back of the room. So because I want to know what it sounds like at the back of the room when I'm in the ring. So I want to know if my noise, if my sound travels, type of thing. Because the best thing, everything in wrestling, you should be thinking about like the people in the cheap seats. It's like the way I tape up my hands. I tape up with two colors. One, just to match my gear, and two, it goes back to like Triple H. So he tapes up both of his hands like white, and it's like solid white. And for him, it's because most people when he was wrestling would just tape up the wrist. So Triple H's tape was like iconic. So his idea was like in the nosebleeds, if they can't actually see what's happening, they'll just see a white hand, and they'll know that Triple H has like hit a punch or something. So they know to either cheer or boo for Triple H because of that. So it's just something like that. It's always thinking about the people at the back.
That's genius. I did not know that. I like to think I know a little bit about something, but I've never heard that story before. But that makes all the sense in the world.
It was EJ Welch who told me that about the white tape theory, because I think he started doing the same thing, like taping his hand up white and stuff. Or mainly does that because he's always got like a weird cut on the back of his hand, which as well, I got this yesterday and I don't even know what from, because I had my hand taped up, so I don't know how I've done this. Like, how has he got through the tape? Every show, you'll come back with more bruises and you just don't know what it's from.
But it's probably best just to stop asking, be like, yeah, it is what it is. I've got bruised somehow. I don't need to know. I don't want to know. It's look, as long as you can get up on the morning, it's fine. Don't second guess it.
That's all that matters.
I was going to ask you before, it was one about like watching, you getting people to record the footage, watch the footage. Because I know some people, again, it's a 50-50 split. Some people are a bit gnarly about it. They're a bit hesitant to watch their own stuff back because they can be overly critical of it, or, they'll just watch it back. After the match, they'll be like, oh, that match was awesome. And then they'll watch it and they'll be like, oh, crap, I messed this up. That was rubbish. I think if you're going to rewatch your stuff, you kind of got to be able to step away. You kind of you've got to be critical because you want to improve, but you can't belittle yourself. You can't be like, well, that was just crap.
Well, in wrestling, the main thing, like anybody who gets into wrestling, if anyone's listening and they think we're getting into wrestling, the main thing you've got to be able to do is take criticism, because all feedback is good feedback. In a way, like if somebody says, oh, the way you did that wasn't good, this is how you do it better. So it's still good because they're telling you how to improve. Like yesterday, I completely whiffed a Japanese arm drag. Like I went to hook, but he didn't. Pele sadly didn't like hook my arm, and we just went. So it just looked like I did some magic. But it's fine. Like that's just what happened. Like, every single match ever, something hasn't gone to how you planned it in the back. And if anybody says it has, they're lying. Every match in existence, something has gone wrong. The fans may not have noticed it, but the wrestlers in the ring have. Because like it's been times that, like I've gone to the back and I was like, oh, I slipped up on this, and they'll be like, well, I didn't notice, and I'm like, yeah, but I did. Like it's things like that. Like in wrestling, you've got to know, like try and like point out your own mistakes as well as everybody else putting them out for you. Like in my match with Tyler Adams, did a super kick to the knee, and then I do a move where so obviously he's kneeling. I jump off the knee forearm, and as I jumped up, I just slipped off his knee pad, so I didn't get as much height as I wanted, but it's fine.
That's the magic thing, though, like we sort of said with the, because obviously you said it there, most people, you'll know you've made a mistake, but, from a fan's perspective, that's why I like to say, from a fan's perspective, it looked awesome. Everything looked like it hit the spot. If any mistakes were made, we couldn't tell. So, don't be too hard on yourself kind of thing. Yeah, obviously you want to, like I said, you want that feedback, you want that critique, because you constantly want to get better.
It's like as I was mentioning earlier when I went to Marty Jones's school. Because I'm a smaller guy, he was literally telling me loads of things that I could do to make me look bigger without actually doing anything. Like it was something like Ethan had me in like a wrist lock, and he was like, "So what you could do to get out of that is sort of like hook his arm in and then go to all fours, and then just do like a mini fireman's carry." Because like I've not really lifted him off of me, like he just posts and jumps. Sorry for people watching, a little glimpse behind the curtain there. But it makes me look bigger because they're just gonna see me go down and just throw him, but then I get his arm instead. Like it was like things like that. Because I'm trying to bulk up at the moment, but obviously because of metabolisms and genes, it's like I need to try and find what works for me. So I can't just like blink and then get massive. I wish it was that easy, but he was just teaching me ways to make me look bigger without doing anything. Like something was, do you know, like the international spot, like the headlock, push off, tackle, sleep, leap, hip toss. We were just gonna do that, and I pushed him off the head for the headlock. Like, so normally what I do, because I'm a smaller guy, is I center off, push them into the ropes, and then push them off. But I did that, and Marty went, "Why are you doing that?" Because it was a smaller ring, but he was like, "Imagine if you were in a 20-foot ring and we were in the middle, and I've pushed him 10 foot to then go 20."
Yeah.
Whereas he's like a bigger guy, so a thing I could do better, literally just like, because if I just push, he ain't moving. Just pull on his leg to like throw him off his stance and then push him. Because the crowd will see me obviously like knock him off balance and then push him, so it just makes me look bigger. It doesn't look like I've just tapped him and he's gone. It's like little things like that. Like his mindset for wrestling was just amazing because he's been like all sizes in wrestling, so he knows what works better for people who are small, like medium, and massive. So it was just great. A cool thing as well, speaking about Marty Jones and William Regal, it was Marty Jones who trained William Regal.
Yeah.
So that's like a cool little fun fact. Because when I because Ethan messaged me about going to Squared Circle, and I was like, I recognize Marty Jones. I've seen bits and things, so like I did a quick Google, and then it was like Marty Jones trained William Regal, and I was quite shocked about that as well. But then when I was thinking about that, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. To be fair,
Yeah. That's it.
So,
I
like,
knew that.
Old
I didn't know
school of
that.
wrestling.
Yeah.
That old school mindset of wrestling just not needs to come back, but like that's my like one of my favorite things. So I'm a smaller guy, as I've said like a million times this episode. I've literally just kept saying like mention how small I am, but because that's all I am in wrestling. I just think of the smaller guy. So I always like work without my opponent. So I was speaking to Marty, and he was like saying like holds that work better for me. Like always start a match and try and grab the leg and like do like a takedown and work the leg, or because my finishers, the flatliner, obviously down with the sickness, work the head and then work the legs. Because obviously my finisher targets the head, but then if I'm targeting their legs, they've got nothing to stand on. It was just like a better insight, which I'm always wanting. Like, I will take critique from everyone. Like, that's just a better thing. Like, I'm always trying to get better. Hence why I went out of my comfort zone yesterday, doing a flip off the top rope to the outside. Like, luckily it was on grass. If that was on a wooden floor, I would have just done a crossbody. If it was a wooden floor and if I landed badly, I could have rolled an ankle or broke my arm if I landed funny. Like, because it was on grass, and I mainly did a flip as well because I'm landing on 3 people. Like, if it was just one person or 2 people, I was like, maybe not. But luckily it was 3 because obviously they made like a little triangle. Pele was in the front and them 2 were in the back, so it just made like the good thing for me to just land and just roll off them.
Like a human game of pool.
It
Get
was.
it in that pocket. You mentioned the feedback. Obviously, taking it back to Temple and stuff. Again, I've spoken to like several people now, from Temple, and I know that place is like, it's just a massive community of awesomeness and everybody kind of like getting on. But one of the key things is obviously always, the awesomeness of Sean only. But we're talking about the feedback, the critiquing and stuff. I know Sean's not shy about it. If he can help you in any way, shape, or form, if he can point stuff out, I know he will do. Like Gung Ho Motley basically sort of credited Sean for him leveling up several times, since when he started training with him, kind of thing. Because like Gung Ho is even like, I thought I was all right. Sean saw one of my matches and he's like, nope, do this, and this. Gung Ho went off and did it, practice, and then came back and was like, oh shit, I'm a much better wrestler now. He's getting better because of it. So yeah, I know you're in good hands with Sean. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, one of my main issues was always cardio because like I'm asthmatic and I'm not in like amazing shape. So my main thing was like my cardio and my strength, which is what I'm trying to work on now with going to the gym more. And like I was going to the gym for like 2-3 months consistently, and I was mainly just doing cardio. And Sean instantly picked that up. Like we did a drill in training which used to like gas me out. Like I'd be dead after it, and then we finished it, and he was like, "Oh, that was amazing. I can see your cardio has improved, so just keep it up." And then that's what I've been trying to do. Because obviously I try and work quick, so the main thing is I just don't want to get blown out. Like if you've seen WWE Unreal, like that came out, the main worry from Triple H about pushing Jey Uso was that he gets gassed out just from his entrance. And then he could see that he was trying to make the effort to like work out more and get into better shape and stuff. And that's what he was like, okay, I'll put a rocket on your ass, as he said. Recently, I've only recently got the confidence to go shirtless. Like as you can see, it's the picture that's behind your head. I've got a vest on because I used to wrestle in a vest and me biker shorts. And mentioning this match again, it was with Ethan and Riley where I went shirtless for the first time. But the fun fact of the reason why I went shirtless was, so Riley has missed and it was me who had the jar. So I had it in like the waistband of my trunk of like me biker shorts, and like the lid was poking out, and I had a t-shirt on because I was just trying to go out in my t-shirt because I was only going to be ringside. I wasn't actually like wrestling properly. So then I look down and there's just a big green blob of where the mist has leaked all over my shirt. So I was like, well, I can't go out in this now. I guess I'll just have to go out shirtless now. So that's great. Looks like I'm just don't have the confidence for this. I am not show body ready because I was like a last minute addition. So I was like, I hadn't been in the gym in a while, so I wasn't looking like amazing. I'm still not now. So what I had to do was I took my shirt off and I just hid the bottle in my shirt and then came out with it and then just had my shirt like under the bottom buckle, and I had to go to like the ring crew being like, don't go near my shirt, do not touch it, leave it there.
Yeah,
I was meant to have it on me and then I was meant to hand it to him. I'm like, oh great, there goes the match. The worst thing was as well, so I was in white gear, so like if it was like a black shirt, maybe the green would have like blended in, but I was in my white gear, so it just was a big white, just a big green blob on my white shirt. And then it was me who got misted in the match, and I had to. It took a lot of detergent and like Oxy White to get the green mist out of my gear. I had to buy
Just
new
walking
knee
around
pads, to be honest, because it just wouldn't come out.
wow. Just walking around looking like you've been slimed.
Yeah, I thought I did the fucking Kids Choice Awards.
Just something like that.
The best. One of my favorite things. I'm still waiting for the footage to come out for that show, and it was like it was ages ago. But so I was holding EJ because he was meant to get missed, and then he moves, and I get missed, and then EJ picks me up, and I was screaming my lungs out. Like, I lost my voice after the match. Like, we got to the back, and I just couldn't speak. But when EJ picked me up to hit me with a move, I was like putting my hands out, like touch. I was like, Riley, is that you? Because I was like confused, obviously, and even that just got a reaction. And again, luckily, because I got the footage from like the back, you could hear me saying that. Which, again, I was just happy about.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that you're the first person that's mentioned that or said that. I'm not saying you're the only person to do it, but you're the first person that's brought it up whilst I've been talking to them. Going back to it again, I love the idea that you get the footage at the back of the room so you can kind of see, if you're being loud enough, if people at the back can hear what you're saying, because obviously that's important, but how it's coming across as well, how visible you are from the back, like you sort of said with the white hands, with the tape, stuff like that. It's just, again, it seems very, very smart. It's like, very sort of, you've got the brain for it kind of thing. You know what needs to be done to just keep taking those next steps.
Well, thank you very much. Because all I'm wanting to do every single show and every training session I go is I just want to get better, which should be the mindset for every wrestler. Like, everybody should be wanting to get better, because there's no such thing as the perfect wrestler, because obviously everybody has different tastes and everything. It's like comedy. It's like if somebody was doing like stand up, somebody might laugh and somebody might not. It's the same with wrestling. Like, somebody could do a top rope poison rana and a 630 senton, and there'll be people in the crowd being like, "Oh my god, that was amazing," and then you'll have one person being like, "Well, why did he do that?"
Yeah.
So that when I first started, it was Matt Fox who taught me the thing about like different sizes of bumps. Like, bumping not so big for like a little thing, and bumping like type of thing. Like, say for example, if somebody just did a shoulder tackle and it made the biggest noise in the room, and like it's brought somebody's head up from their phone, and all they missed was a tackle, they're not going to be that bothered. Yeah. But then if they missed like a massive superplex Falcon Arrow combo, and it made no noise, it's something that's like similar to that. Like, in wrestling, you always want to bring somebody's head up. Like, there's been many times like I've watched footage back and there's like people just talking and whatever, and then something will happen and they'll go, "Oh, missed it. Oh, what a shame," type of thing. It's always just trying to think like that. It's as well, like, it's something similar, like the logic of pins. Like, at the start of a match, if all you've done is hit a shoulder tackle, you're gonna have a tight pin because you're wanting to win off something so small. But then by the end of the match, if you've only hit your finisher, all you're gonna do is hook the leg and just like be like quite casual about it because you've hit a big move. So like, yeah, this is gonna win. So it goes hand in hand with that, like the difference in pins throughout the match.
See, again, I understand that logic. I know this is just different people's mindsets, different people's logics. But for me, a pin should always be tight. Just, you're in a fight.
Always.
Storyline. Like you need to win this match for whatever reason. You need to win this match, even if you've hit your 10 finishers. Mate, you're hooking the legs. You're putting the forearms on the head. That pinfall should be tight for me as a fan. I'm looking at that. I need to believe you desperately want to win this match.
Like, that logic works better for like a heel as well. Like, they just want to win. Like, most heels, like the sort of thing is like they just don't want to wrestle. They're just there and they hate everybody and stuff. So like all their pins are cocky because like, yeah, I'm amazing. And then with a face, all their pins should be like desperate because they just want to win, they just want to be there for the crowd, and they just want to like be loved type of thing. So that like there's such a like different mindset for everything in wrestling. Obviously, everybody will think differently, but with me, I just want to try and make everything make sense. It's like with me as well, like with my moveset, most of my moveset is just being things of like, oh, I like that move, I'm going to do that. Or it'll be like I'll send like me and Ethan will just send clips to each other. And then Ethan will say, oh, this should work for you. You need to try and do this in a match or get it in your arsenal. And then we'll just practice it and stuff. Like Ethan really liked the Stormbreaker. So I was the test dummy for that, just so he could see if he could do it, which he can, as my back and neck sadly found out. Because he did it like 4 times to try and get it down. Like it's a weird bump though, because like you're up and then you twist and then you're down and next, and like, it's weird. It's very quick. And the weird thing is in wrestling, you'd think the quick bumps would hurt more, but they don't. It's like the worst move in wrestling for me is a stalling move, because you're just like preventing the inevitable.
Sure.
You're just waiting to just get dropped. It's awful. Like a stalling like suplex, you're just up there and you're like, oh, I'm going to come down in any second and it's going to suck.
I saw at the True Grit Pride show, Jason Joshua hit one on Jake Lawless. He had like Jake up for like 30 seconds. And, you know, whenever I see it, I'm like, it's uber impressive, you know, just like obviously on both parts. But it's got to be something to be Jake. Say all the blood's running to your head. And then you just know at some point, it's just, you just got the fall. And it's just waiting. It's just like, come on. 30 seconds must seem like a lifetime as well.
That's another thing in wrestling, like time. It's weird. Like once you're in the ring, time passes differently. It's weird. It's like everything feels like it's like 100 miles per hour, but it isn't. It's like I was scared yesterday. Like I felt like I was rushing, but then I was like, oh wow, that's actually a lot of time. It's like when I did the dive, obviously I climbed up and I wobbled and stuff, and I felt like I was up there for like 3 seconds. But I was actually up there for like 13 seconds. It's weird. Like, it's crazy. It's like if you're going slow down. And and when you slow down, go slower. Like one thing that I need to improve on is like engaging the audience. Because like sometimes like I just get too immersed in the experience and I sort of forget the audience is there. Obviously I hear them cheering and stuff. But it's like I'll forget to be like, come on, and like cheer for them. So like yesterday when I did the flip, obviously adrenaline was going crazy, and I was like yelling. I was like, let's go. It's stuff like that. Like that's one of my main things. Like after every match, that's just something I always get told, and it's just like you just need to like engage the crowd more. Like again, it's just like a time thing. It's because sometimes I'll think, oh my god, I've not got enough time here, and I just hit a move, and then I'll hit my other move, and I just go through the steps of the match, and I forget I need to drag this out and try and like get the crowd behind it, because in the crowd's eyes, they're just seeing move after move after move, and they're like, why should I actually care about this type of thing?
But again, mate, that's something that comes with, like it's like we sort of said before, it's the confidence loop, as I called it. You know, engaging the fans will come when you get more confident. And as you get more confident, the better you become, the more confident you become. But you'll realize, like I said, you'll just take a second here or a second there between moves. You know, even if like it's just and I've also said, you know, someone like Eddie Guerrero was like the best at it. It's like that's why he's like the GOAT. You know, he would hit a move. It didn't matter whether he was heel or face. You know, he would always just look at somebody in the crowd or just look at the crowd in general or the camera and just give a little smile or a wink or just something, some mannerism. And it was just like, yeah, there we go. Now we care.
Yeah. Just like speaking of Eddie, also AJ Styles' gear at SummerSlam Night 2, top tier. Something that popped me. I love how AJ had kick pads designed to look like Eddie's boots. I just thought that was quite funny. Like it just popped me a bit.
again, mate, I've not even touched upon ring gear or stuff. I've just clocked the time, but I just. Yeah, I love like ring gear. Like Seth Rollins is a boss for it. You know, Seth Rollins ring gear is so psychological. It's unreal. You know, it's like the first time he fought Cody Rhodes and he came out with the yellow polka dots kind of thing. You know, stuff like that. And it's just like, obviously AJ's doing the same with Dom. It's just, I love those little touches in ring gear. Right, we'll make this the last thing. I'll address it because it ties into what we was on about earlier. You know, about being memorable. And I know you've kind of got that ring gear now set up, so people kind of like, hopefully, like you sort of said, they remember it. They remember the style. They do remember the design.
So, like with my gear, obviously it's the checkerboard pattern because that's like just my favorite pattern. I'll have anything checkerboard. Like my everyday backpack is like the Vans black and white checkerboard pattern. And then I've got my bag for uni, which is the Friday the 13th one. So it's like a black and red checkerboard pattern with obviously Jason's face in, which also glows in the dark because Jason is like one of my favorite horror movie characters. So with like the checkerboard pattern, I just thought like, because my gear design was just my like core on 2K because that's where Blake Matthews comes from. It was just me as a wrestler. So then I made the gear and I was like, when I actually get into wrestling, that's what it's going to be. So then I just took the picture and then sent it to the gear maker and my logo as well. So my theme song is Blue by Nirvana, as mentioned before. My logo is like the like sad face with the cross eyes. Obviously, Nirvana's logo is like the cross-eyed and like the squiggly smiley face with the tongue out. That's the influence of my logo. So I just try and be remembered because it'll be like, oh, do you remember that one who was in like the checkered gear and he gave his hat to the fan and like stuff like that? Like just little things like that. Like I've got new gear that's being made now, which is like, it's a different design, but it's still got the checkerboard pattern implemented. Because that's just something I always want to be in my gear because I just love checkerboard. Like if anyone, like yesterday, my like my non-wrestling gear was literally jeans and the Vans with the checkerboard logo on the side. Like anything checkerboard, I just love it because it's so simple, but it's rememberable.
Yeah,
like that's all I want in wrestling. Like, I just want to be simple but rememberable.
Dude, that is perfect. But mate, yeah, clock the time. I said I'll give you that now. I've gone way over, so apologies. But mate, obviously, I would normally.
I could sit here for 3 hours.
Mate, I am the same, but
I could sit here for hours and just talk.
You just mentioned freaking horror film stuff there, so I'm now resisting the urge to talk about Jason, Friday the 13th, and freaking Ghostface, and I'm like, right, no, right. Let's put a pin in it. I'll leave me wanting more because you know it's always key to leave them wanting more, but it's key to leave me wanting more. So we'll pencil this in for a few months down the line. We'll come back, and I think we'll have more stuff to talk about. We can talk about horror films. We can talk about lots of other stuff as well. But mate, I would normally ask, like, you know, where can people find you on Instagram? You did mention earlier in the episode. I don't know if you want to mention it again, just in case they missed it.
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram. If you search Blake Matthews, you'll easily find me. You'll see my profile picture is just me. It's not like a logo or anything. It is just my face. You'll see it. Same on TikTok. I'm on TikTok where I post as well. It's mainly just clips from matches and stuff, but that's where you'll mainly see me posting. Like if you want to see any footage, there's also like full matches on there. So that's all I'm on really, just TikTok and Instagram.
It's the two best wins really because they're both visual, forms. They're both visual medias. So yeah, instant TikTok make all the sense in the world for wrestlers because it's just you can put clips on there, people can see what you're doing, people can gauge reactions, see the moments, makes all the sense. So obviously my boy Ash will tag you on the post on Insta when he uploads the. Sorry, let me just totally scrub that for a start. Balls that one up. Sorry, dude. My boy Ash will obviously tag you on Insta when he posts that this episode has gone live tomorrow. If you're not following Blake, please do so. You know, give him a follow. Keep an eye out on what's going on.
Please do.
If he's on a show near you, go to the show, go watch it, show some support. Who knows? You might get a free cap.
Maybe. Well, I know for a fact I'm next wrestling on August 31st at Wrestle Island in Rock Ferry. So if you can, make your way down and share me.
That's it. And take a younger sibling with you if you want to get a free hat. Just try and get that. Use the kids, make the kids useful. Try and get a free hat out of them. Take a kid with you. Your kid or your family member, obviously, not just some random.
Don't grab a kid off the street, please.
I got a free hat. Ooh. Oh shit! Now I've got cuffs. Oh well. But
this has took a turn.
It did it with Candy Stan as well. We was talking about the joys of handing out sweets, and then all of a sudden it's like it's quite a sinister character though, really, isn't it, if it wanted to be.
Oh no. Oh, if he turns heel, that could take such a sadistic turn.
Yep, exactly. Oh, we know. We've talked. It's like, yeah, that's just like. But obviously, as always,
all the way to the end, and this is what's going to get me cancelled.
No, we're saying
telling
not to
people
do it.
to pick up kids in hopes of getting a hat.
I said, don't do it, man. I said, don't do this. This is not good.
Game's gone.
Right, and on that note, before I say anything else, obviously hit like, subscribe, share, comment, do the generic stuff we ask you to do. Keep your eyes peeled. We've got next two guests are Tim Strange and Casey Payne. So we'll see you again while we speak to those. And remember, always work the left side. Goodbye.